to better help us understand how to start investing, I want to use the story of these twins, James and Mary, so we can really see in practical terms how we can start investing, okay? So let's start. So this is what happens. James is looking all serious here, but it's not that serious. Relax, okay? But James is pretty ambitious and he's decided that he would really like to be a millionaire by the time he retires, okay? So he's looking at the future and thinking, what can he do now? All right. So he decides that with this goal, he needs to have a strategy. And that strategy now requires that he may need to put away, say, 10,000 naira into an investment every year. All right. Now, he doesn't feel like he has that 10,000 naira now. So he decides that he's going to break it down and put aside 1,000 naira every month for 10 months prior to the time that he wants to start this investment. Okay. Now, he does this and he invites his sister to do same. But Mary is busy with other things. She wants to travel the world, and nothing is wrong with all this. She wants to travel the world. She wants to enjoy this freedom that comes with money, not having to ask daddy and mommy for money and all of that. So she decides not to join her brother James at this time, okay? So James keeps doing this every year for the next 10 years, all right? And part of his strategy is that for every year that he put in the 10,000 naira, it earns an interest. That interest, he decided that he won't take it, but instead will add it back to the main amount, which is the principal. But for the following year, that's the second year, he adds 10,000 naira. So that's 10,000 naira plus the first 10,000 naira plus the interest that was earned on the first 10,000 naira. He does this for 10 years, all right? Now let's look at what's happening with Mary. Mary was not quite ready to start investing now. She felt she was too young lady at 25, had only just started working some months before. She had her whole life ahead of her. Why should she be investing now? It was rather too early, she thought, and she encouraged James to join her and, live life a little and just relax. Some things will sort themselves out. It was definitely too early in life as far as Mary was concerned to start investing right now. Note here that James at 25 years is putting away 10,000 every year in an investment vehicle that gives him 12% interest every year. Okay, so that's what James is doing. This is what happens to Mary. Okay, so this is what eventually happens. Now, Mary observes what James has been doing for the last 10 years. She's 35 years now and she decides that she too is interested in this investment and she wants to now start putting away 10,000 at the beginning of the year into this investment vehicle, okay? And we're happy for Mary because she has decided to join the bandwagon and she is now investing, okay? She believes that she's doing this at the best time she can, all right? So interesting thing happens. When Mary now decides to start investing at this age of 35, James now decides to stop investing. What then happens? James has actually invested 100,000 so far, right? But Mary is just starting and she does this. Now Mary does this for another 20 years, but James has only put in money for the first 10 years. Who do you think has more money at the end of this period, at the end of the time? Let's look. So, at age 55, 30 years from when James started investing and 20 years from when Mary started investing, who has more money? James. James actually has about 2 million while Mary has 900. But Mary invested 100,000 more than James did. What could have caused this? There are a number of factors. The first thing is James had time on his side. He started early and he was able to employ compound interest for a longer period of time than Mary did. What am I talking about? I'll show you. Looking at the worksheet, you'll see that you have James on the left and Mary on the right. This is age 25 when James putting in 10,000 at the beginning of the year, and this is what he earns after 12%. This is what he has left in his account, right? So at age 26, he contributes another 10,000, but that is in addition to what he earned the previous year, which is 11,000. At the end of the second year, he has 23,744 in his account. Again, he contributes 10,000, which is actually going to be added to this amount, and that's what happens, okay? Now, at age 35, what actually happens now is Mary starts investing. So Mary starts investing and she does exactly what he's done, which is this, right? Only problem is by the time she's starting, James already has a balance of about 196. So that's what actually calls here. So he's no longer contributing money after 10 years, right? But this is what he actually starts with. So by the end of the 11th year, this is what he has as his balance. But this is what Mary is starting with. All right, so she goes through the same drill just like James has and all that. Only now that James has a whole lot more money working for him over time than Mary does. As you can see the difference. By the time he's $250,000, she's just starting out. And really that explains why at the end of the period, 30 years in total, 30 years for James and 20 effective years for Mary, she's just under $1 million and he's just over $2 million. Okay, there's another sheet where I show how James actually pays the same amount every year for this investment and he ends up with another $1 million. Okay, but what's the whole point of this? It's just showing you how time factor can be a great impact on your investment and compounding effect as well. Imagine that he was removing the return on it, 110,000 this year, removes 12% interest, 10,000 next year, removes 10% interest. Nothing wrong with that. That can be a strategy of yours, cash flow and all that. But the whole idea is that where some of it is left down or where all of it is left in one or two or a few investments, this is the opportunity that is available to you, okay? I really hope that I've been able to show you how a seemingly small amount can actually go a long way over time, okay? So 10,000 is something a lot of us can usually, spend when we go to the cinema to hang out with friends or at a restaurant or what you pay for your satellite TV, DSTV, High TV, whatever it is, of your internet subscription for your home. It's an amount that some of us throw away and think is nothing, but look at the effect or the impact that makes over time. The money you throw away, it's just money that you need to respect, because who would have thought that something as mundane as that amount can actually give you $1 million over time? Now imagine this is just one of what James invests in. Imagine if you had 3, 4, 5 of such investments with different interest rates, right? Look at the potential that is available to James. So I really want to use this to encourage you to say you can actually start investing now. If you are interested in taking this forward with me, there will be some openings for people to actually have a 30 minutes free wealth planning session with me. It's actually limited and you will have to actually go through a certain screening, but if you're that interested, then please feel free to go ahead and look at the link, the follow-up link to apply for a free wealth planning session. It's www.bit.ly/wealthps. It's case sensitive, so that's capital W and capital PS. So it's /wealthps, okay? Alright, so thank you so much for your time and I hope this has been an eye-opening video for you. Thank you, and to you having more than enough.